Good morning, guys. We got a pretty big card, 9-game card. Let's get right into it because I am in a little bit of a hurry, but I'm going to do my best I can to give you guys some good picks. First up, we got the Boston Bruins heading over to Montreal now. They just played last night against, who did they play against? I swear I was watching it. The Devils, there we go. They played the New Jersey Devils. Very high-scoring game. That game did go into overtime. Absolute heartbreaker. They lose in the very last seconds of that overtime match with like 3 or 4 seconds left. Heartbreaker for Boston, and now they got to go to Montreal. This is definitely a bad spot for Boston. We've been on Boston a little bit here on the channel, and it's been pretty good for us. Boston has been keeping things competitive, so not a bad team by any means. They're just a lot better at home, and not being that good on the road already, and then having to travel, and that overtime loss is kind of a heartbreak. And Montreal, who can also score, and Boston, who can also score. This is probably going to be a high-scoring match, but I think at the end of it, the Canadiens pull away. So I personally like the Canadiens at -1.5 if you guys don't like the money line. So take whichever one you like. This price has been jumping around a little bit between -160, -170. Try to get the best price you can. But either way, I like the puck line. I just think this is a very bad spot for Boston, and Montreal can get ahead and get the best of them, especially in a high-scoring match. So give me Montreal at -1.5 for +150. Next game up, we have the Carolina Hurricanes heading over to Columbus. Carolina's coming off a very, very good win up against the Tampa Bay Lightning. The Tampa Bay Lightning, they're just not playing how they're supposed to. They're just not the same Lightning coming out of the Olympic break. They haven't been doing that well. And Carolina, man, they jumped on it. We were on Carolina in that one. We had Carolina at plus money. So to get Carolina at plus money and cash against the Lightning feels good for sure. So the way we're going to handle this game, guys, and this one's going to be for you to decide, to be honest, because you can look at it either way. You can look at it as, okay, I'm getting a very good price with Carolina at -138. It's probably going to be -145 closer to game time. You can say, oh, I'm getting a good price with Carolina, or you can look at it as, I'm kind of suspicious. Why are we getting Carolina at -130 against Columbus, who's kind of a mid-table team, but can be competitive at times? So you can look at it either way. I'm getting a good price, or I'm suspicious of this price. I'm going to go the other way. For me personally, I'm going to go the other way. Columbus has been a good home team anyway. Columbus has been a good home underdog. And in a game where I think they got a good chance to win, I'll take my shot with the plus money, with the +117. With Columbus, I'm leaning more towards the side of, why are we getting Columbus at -138? Why are we getting Carolina at -138? That's the way I'm looking at it. But again, you can really slice it up either way that you want. Is you're getting Carolina cheap, or you're suspicious of the price. Me, I'm more suspicious of the price, and I like Columbus at home anyway. So I'll take Columbus for +117. Next game up, and this is probably the least interesting game on the board, just me personally, as this is 100% personal, guys. Just as a proud American, for the Maple Leafs to have not done anything and not have no reaction with Austin Matthews going down, man, it's fuck Toronto, it's fuck the Maple Leafs. Honestly, it's fuck Canada at this point, because, man, bring my guy home, man. Put him on an American team, because I don't know what they're doing up there in Toronto. New York Islanders -142. I'll pay up the juice. This is strictly out of hate, so don't tail me on this one. Don't follow my pick on this one. Do whatever you think is right, but it's fuck Toronto. It's fuck Canada. So give me the Islanders out of pure spite. -142. To be fair, the Islanders have been better on the road, so that's something. But yeah, give me the Islanders just out of straight hate. Next game up, we have the Minnesota Wild heading over to Chicago. Minnesota Wild have now lost 3 in a row. I had a lot more higher expectations in those 3 games for this Minnesota team. So it's been a little bit disappointing to see them slide. I think they are going to turn a corner eventually, but at the moment, I really don't want to pay to find out, especially on the road. They have been a good road team. Don't get me wrong. They've been good both at home and away, to be honest. But I don't want to pay that minus 177 to find out. I'll take the Blackhawks, just simply a play on the number until this Minnesota team, starts picking it up and showing definitely a lot more fight, because their last two losses were puck line losses. Again, I'm pretty sure they were the favorite in both of those matches. It was against the sorry ass Maple Leafs and against the Rangers, out of all team. And I was on Minnesota on both of them, so that's I can't really burn more money with Minnesota. I thought they were going to be able to play a lot better, especially in these last three games. So I'm going to have to go with Chicago just by default, simply a play on the number. Can't pay minus 177 for a Minnesota team that's now dropped three in a row and dropped three ugly ones in a row. So give me Chicago. If Minnesota turns a corner, I mean, so be it. But I just can't keep paying up prices and laying puck lines, because I was laying puck lines in at least two of those matches. So I think Chicago plus 1.5 is actually the best play, but I'm gonna go for the money line. So give me Chicago Blackhawks plus 153. Next game up, we have the Predators heading over to Winnipeg. Nashville Predators, they're 2-3 out of their last 5 matches. Winnipeg is 3-2 out of their last 5 matches. They're pretty close in the standings, so I do think this is more of a 50-50 game than there is of a talent gap between them, or at least a performance gap. Winnipeg has beaten some good teams lately, though. They have beaten the St. Louis Blues. Remember, they've been kind of on a hot streak. The Winnipeg Jets just cut that off. We caught that here on the channel. Winnipeg also beat the Avalanche. We caught that one here on the channel. So, they're doing good. We got some good value. We had some good value with them against those two teams. Now the value's kind of gone down. They also have, I believe the Jets had a stinker in there. Just give me one quick second, guys. Give me one quick second. Yeah, they had that stinker against the Rangers. I knew there was a bad matchup in there. So before they stacked those 2 wins back to back, they lost to the Rangers before that. And I think this is going to be one of those ugly games for the Jets. I'm going to go with the Predators. I think they can pull off. I would say this is more of an expected upset, if I'm being honest. Just when you think the Jets are starting to pick it up, they're starting to pick up steam, I think they let us down. So I'll take the Predators in this one. I think the Predators get the upset. I think they get the random upset win after Winnipeg has just won 2 solid games against 2 solid teams. Well, at least, Avalanche, solid team. But the Blues, they were just on a little hot streak. It just happened to end in Winnipeg. So that's why I say it was 2 solid good wins. So give me the Predators, to upset, to get the upset. Predators to get the upset. And I think the Predators upset the Jets fans. So, yeah, give me Nashville plus 115. Next game up, we have the Sharks heading over to Edmonton. The Sharks have been on the road for quite a little while, talking about maybe 4 or 5 games. So far, it's been okay. They've been 2-2 in their last 4. This is their last game before they head back home. Oilers just got back home, got a win up against the Predators, so they're looking pretty good, at least as a very, very recent. But I think that continues. I do like the Sharks. I just think they're going to get outscored by Edmonton. That's usually how some of the Sharks games goes when it's high scoring, kind of like the one against the Canadiens. We were on the Canadiens on that one on the channel. So I think they get outscored again. Before that, they had outscored the Bruins, and they had outscored, there was one more team, but they had outscored them 4-2. So the Sharks playing some good hockey in their own right. They've scored 4 goals in their last 3 or 4 matches. So this team is definitely something to look out for, but I think Edmonton will get the best of them in Edmonton. I think the Sharks just want to get home. So give me the Oilers, dropping another puck line here, minus 1.5, plus 137. This one is going to be the one that probably breaks some people's parlays, or this is a sharp chaser special, as I like to call it. You got the Buffalo Sabres, who have been a complete wagon, been winning all season against the Vegas Golden Knights, who are one of the best in the Pacific, which doesn't mean much because, honestly, the Pacific is pretty weak compared to some of the other divisions. So this is more of a 50-50 game. The only thing that I'm a little bit worried about is Vegas has been already comfortable at home. Buffalo is coming off of a significant homestand. They didn't look that great their last two games. So if the same Buffalo Sabres that played the last two games against the Capitals, and they didn't play that good against the Maple Leafs, but they still got the job done. They played bad, but got the job done. So teams that are playing that are good, but they play bad and they still win, those teams are pretty dangerous to look out for. But I'm gonna bet that same Sabres team that showed up against the Capitals shows up here, and I think Vegas wins a very, very close game late. We're talking something like 3-2, 2-1 type of thing. I'll take Vegas on this one. Nervous as heck, but hey, if that same Buffalo shows up that played the Capitals and that played the Leafs, I think Vegas has a very solid shot of winning. So I'll take Vegas for -128. Next game up, we have Florida heading over to Vancouver. Florida's going to go on a little bit of a Canada road trip. They do have the Oilers on deck after this match. So they had also just faced Seattle. I don't remember the score on that one. I want to say the Panthers lost that game, guys. I want to say they lost that game. Yeah, they did. They lost to the Kraken, which obviously I think is a better team than Vancouver. Vancouver just been on a downward spiral. The record is not pretty. If you go look at it, it's pretty ugly. So with Panthers having the Oilers on deck, I think they win this one, and then I think they lose to the Oilers, especially coming off of a loss against the Kraken. Florida is still the better team, even though they're just not that great in their own right now. I'm not even sure if they're gonna make the playoffs anymore. I've been trying to hype up Florida, but man, it's been ugly. So I do think they win this match, though, so I will take Florida for -150 against the Vancouver team who gave up a long, long time ago. Last game of the match, and this pick has been pretty simple for me. I will take Seattle +1.5. I say the +1.5 because the Kraken are just coming off of a very solid win against the Florida Panthers. Tampa Bay Lightning, they're going to turn the corner. They're going to change the direction. They're going to start getting some wins again. They're just in a little bit of a slump. It happens, but this team is still they do have a deep roster. Very good players, very talented players too. I think Tampa Bay is going to get the win. I just don't think they're going to get that puck line cover. I think they're going to win something like 3-4. And I think Seattle can at least keep it close being a home dog. So give me Seattle for +1.5. That's going to wrap up our card, guys. Let me know what picks you like today on this stacked card on Tuesday. Good luck, guys. Let's get that money. Let's get it.